Hello and welcome to the week ahead, where we check out Monday's action and see what that means for the rest of the week. If that's what you're into, stick around. All right, what a start to the week. What you're looking at here is the Russell 3000, ticker symbol IWV. And yeah, we started the week with a 3.2% up move. On the back of de-escalation of the Chinese tariffs. So I guess the United States is going to start to negotiate, and they did a 90-day pause, and they reduced the tariffs during that pause, and we got this move. Yeah, let's go over to the SPY really quick. And yeah, my target for the balance was right here, and hey, it looks like we blew right through it and went higher. And I think going forward, what we're seeing under the surface is the leading market, which I believe is Bitcoin throughout this entire Liberation Day tariff sort of trade war stuff. It actually pulled back today, and it pulled back pretty meaningfully. So I'm thinking like today is actually the start of the sideways to down. I was thinking it last week and even going into this week, but I think with the de-escalation of the Chinese tariffs finally here, I think that's the last catalyst that the market has to go up really fast. And with a 3.5% or 3.2% move today, it's looking like, yeah, people are taking their profits in the leading market, which is Bitcoin. Yeah, just getting ready for sideways action and going into the rest of May. So that's kind of where I'm at. We'll get into the market monitor, but yeah, before we do that, let's check out the portfolio. For those of you who don't know, I've been an investor for over 10 years and a full-time swing trader for the last 5. In August of 2024, I welcomed my first child into the world. To build his financial foundation, I funded a $100,000 account for him, which I'm growing using a personalized 60-40 portfolio approach. This channel will document that journey. My goal is to create educational content so that one day my son can learn how I grew his account and apply it himself one day. To follow the portfolio's every move, check the link in the description below. I attach it to a website that tracks every trade. Drop your questions or thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys along the way. Cheers. All right, yeah, portfolio is back in the black. Up pretty nicely today. Yeah, it's doing really well. We had this crypto stock. BitDeer is up. All the Latin American stocks are up, doing really well. Some AI, some Chinese names. Tesla's doing really well. Yeah, just a lot of good moves out there. And yeah, I mean we've sold calls. So if the market goes sideways from here, we should continue to do well and hold the gains. We did have 1% of the portfolio in puts. Puts is now about 0.5%, so we're down on that protection. But hey, that's just the name of the game when you're trying to buy protection into a rally. That's why you don't go too ham on the protection. But yeah, let's check out the market monitor and see what it has to say. And yeah, for those of you who are new, I'm probably going to update my process here on the market monitor. I'm actually making it pretty cool, and I'm excited to show you guys what it's going to look like. Like, instead of me going through this spreadsheet and going through each individual kind of column left to right and kind of explaining it every time, I'm going to make it a little bit easier and not really explain everything and just kind of outline of, okay, today is, as you can see down here, we're on day 15 of this rally, and the average days of a rally is 13. So we're above average. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of create a system to where I can give a percentage of, okay, what's the percent chance it's going to move to 20 days? And how much are we going to make per day? Like, if it's a green day, what on average should we expect to make every day? And what are the chances it continues, given the number of distribution days we already have, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, so let's move on to the some stage analysis. I mean, yeah, anyways, that's something I'm working on. And yeah, I'll be excited. But for today, I'll just keep going and doing the normal thing. And just over time, you guys will see that update. And yeah, hopefully you like it. Yeah, stage analysis. Hey, we're getting a lot of stocks moving into stage one, so it's pretty constructive. Honestly, the analog is kind of looking more like a COVID crash, where we're just V. It's just a V. Yeah, I mean the market's pretty bullish here. Yeah, back to 30% long on the New York. But hey, 16% of stocks in stage one, 47%. So we got, roughly 63% of stocks in good spots. So yeah, moving onwards, uh, up 3.5% on the day. A lot of stocks moving. We are 5% away from the 21-day moving average, which is a lot. So I mean, you'd expect a pullback from here. Yeah, 153 stocks and 20% bullish. More higher highs. I mean, this has just been crazy. This has just been a lot of higher highs. That's probably something I'm gonna look at going, back on my bias the last like week or so. Is that this rally was pretty strong, and all the analogs we were looking at, this was stronger than 2011, 2015, and 98. It was stronger than all of them. So that should actually provide us a day like today. And that should have been part of the analysis, and I was kind of not emphasizing that. So that was something that we could work on, and that's where I think this statistical analysis is going to really help. Um, you know, um, just make better decisions. Yeah, we got 291 stocks moving 5% or more on $100 million volume. That's, I thought these moves were climactic with 74 and 69, but yeah, this looks pretty climactic to me. Similar to like the election, which after the election of Trump, like they sold it pretty heavily the next 2 weeks. So we'll just have to see when we're back to above 50% on the mid 63p over here. So and 30% on the long-term breadth. So everything is looking pretty good. Here I'll move back to the market. Yeah, I mean everything's looking pretty good. This analog seriously is just looking exactly like like to COVID, where we had boom, one leg here, two legs down, gap up, test, move forward. And we're kind of like, what are we? We're like somewhere in here where we're gapping up, above the quarterly and even further, and it goes sideways for 20 days or 30 days. But, if it's now in hindsight, looking eerily, one, two, back test, boom. So there's that. And then if we look here, we are now, what is that? We are about six. Yeah, we're about 5.5% from the quarterly moving average. So if we go back, it typically stops going up like a lot when we get to like about 5 or 6% away from the quarterly moving average. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Yeah, I mean typically about from 6 to 8% is where it's kind of a blow off where the moving average needs to catch up. So today is probably the money making day, and the moves will subside from here. VIX crashed below 20 today, so everything's looking pretty good for the time being. But just yeah, I mean the calls should probably start making some money going sideways from here, and yeah, that's kind of the update today. We got some stocks like reporting after hours. We got this BitDeer reporting today. We have SMR reporting today. So we'll see how those act. I mean, the uranium stuff has been really nice to us. With what is this? LEU has just went up a lot. And then the crypto, it should do pretty good. Yeah, so that's the update today. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed it and hope you guys have a fantastic week. We'll see you on the midweek update. Cheers. Have a good one.